What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chaos, so welcome to a new episode of Take It to the Table. I am joined by none other than the wonderful, the glorious Soul. How you doing today, sir?
Your words are too kind, big man. I very much appreciate it. But hey, I'm good as ever. It's me, Soul, host of the Soul Sessions, the greatest ongoing wrestling interview show, if I blow my own arse so much. But hey, we're here right now to talk about a few things that have been going on in the wrestling world, debating our opinions. But yeah, there's a few things on the card today, my friend, isn't there?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. As of this recording, there's been two matches announced for AEW Forbidden Door. We're gonna give our thoughts on that as well. Since then we haven't really had a chance to really discuss Double or Nothing with you, Soul. So we're gonna obviously give your thoughts on that. We're gonna be talking about, of course, your favorite guy gonna be debuting on June 17th. Collision. You will know who that is going to be. And your thoughts on that. Also, AEW Fight Forever finally has a release date, and obviously more information for that game has been announced as well. So we're going to talk about that. And of course, we're going to give our thoughts on the unveiling of the new WWE Undisputed Universal Championship, a beautiful championship, I must say. So yeah, we've got a lot to unpack. Hopefully our friend Anthony will be able to join us during the show as well. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, as always, make sure you like, share, subscribe, grab a popcorn, get strapped in, and without further ado, let us take it to the table. All right. And there we go. He's got the bottles popping, big things popping, little things stopping, as the MVP says. So yeah, as I said, we're gonna be starting off with the two announcements as of this recording that's been announced for AEW Forbidden Door, and that is, of course, Bryan Danielson is going to be going against Okada, and not only that, Kenny Omega is going to be facing Will Ospreay. I believe for the IWGP US title. Yep. So that's going to be on there. Two blockbuster matches, dream matches, if you will, already announced. In my opinion, just those two alone already trumps a majority of what Forbidden Door last year, I must say. Obviously, it was plagued with injuries and whatnot and everything else, but they're making it up. They're making up for it for this year. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. So what's your thoughts of these two matches? Are you sold?
Oh, very much so. I mean, I bought the whole Fight pay-per-view bundle, including all AEW pay-per-views, so I'm sorted for the year. Look, man, sorted, paid, bought, delivered. I get to relax and just have to stay up until 1 a.m. and lose my sleep schedule for these US pay-per-views. God damn. But hey, I recently rewatched Forbidden Doors, last year's edition, and like looking back on it now, like yeah, there was the injury plaguing really did hit it as well. There could have been so much more done. But I feel like with AEW, they've grown so much as well and had bigger talent, thrive. So we can get a lot of great potential matchups. Talking about what we've got announced right now, I mean, Danielson and Okada. Fuck.
Yes.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is probably one of the most important matchups in recent memories. This could be a one-time thing. Danielson's getting older. Okada, he's done so much for the business already, but I feel like everyone is going to be eyeing for this. I would not be surprised if this main event's Forbidden Door.
Okay.
Because people have been wanting this for so long. Okada's been, the greatest of Japanese wrestling in the last 10 odd years, and Danielson's considered one of the greats in American wrestling. When Bryan was in WWE, everyone was thinking of, because he's so good, of who else he could face. Because honestly, Danielson was, ascended the WWE roster at that time, especially 2014 to 28, to 2018, even when he was still retired. People were still having, the fantasy door matchups for him. And with this match against Okada, it's something people have always wanted Bryan to do, like G1, or wanted Bryan to main event the Tokyo Dome. But I think even with that, everyone's also wanted him against Okada, just because you're gonna have the great of Japanese and the great of American-based wrestling going at it. This single match could be one to define the 2020s.
No, I agree. It's it is a blockbuster match. I'm probably inclined to agree that it could be the one to main event. I mean, Okada's already a main event star. Danielson, especially as a heel, I think that also helps for this match as well. That he's a heel character. He's going to be more aggressive and it's going to be hard hitting. He's probably going to be taking bumps that he really should not be taking. Um, uh, yeah, right now, yeah, I think that is definitely a leader to possibly main event. My question to you is, who would you want to win, or who do you think should like who you think they will make the win?
It's an interesting discussion, that the winning. Who benefits and who doesn't? Or do they both benefit and both don't benefit from winning? I think
Mm,
having Danielson win would be the better option because it could lead to something.
mm,
Have the match go down and have Danielson win by dirty tactics, right? Okada gets jumped by him and Moxley, right? And
mm,
then who else comes out but the enemy of my enemy? Kenny could come out and help Okada. And we could get maybe a Kenny and Okada versus Danielson and Mox for even a New Japan show, or maybe a Dynamite if needed.
mm. Maybe, yeah. I mean, that is possible. I mean, another one that's look likely to happen is most likely Omega and Ibushi versus um Moxley and Yuta.
Mm.
Because obviously after the match of Double or Nothing, Hangman Page said that yeah, Kenny's gone, he's out of the country and he's not in Canada. The only logical place is Japan. He's going to look for some help. Um, so but yeah, who knows? He could easily interfere into that match. Who knows? And just cause more hell for BCC. Because New Japan is very protective of Okada. I mean, I think they're still burned. They still have trust issues after even all the way back from when he was in TNA. Um, so they're really protective. And obviously, he was in the triple threat match last year, but he didn't take the fall. It was Adam Cole, wasn't it? Yeah, it was
Adam
Adam
Cole took
Cole.
the fall from Jay White, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm very protective of Okada,
yeah.
which is could be right. I think he's probably one of the most prolific names in Japanese wrestling, even in the last 20 years,
Mm,
just because of how, like, he went from stupid jobber guy in Impact to now being the definition of Japanese wrestling. The man
yeah.
is a legend. He is the myth. He is up there with like Giant Baba and Antonio Inoki. The man
Oh
will
yeah,
be
110%. He's
100% recognized as the face of Japanese wrestling. And I fully understand New Japan wanting to protect them.
mm,
It just depends on if you take Okada having the fall, could that lead to good storylines progression? Or would Brian Danielson want to help, cement Okada, which is odd because I honestly think Okada is cemented already in his legacy, and give him such a great win over the American face of wrestling. So you can go either way with this, honestly.
you could definitely. I mean, that's the most intriguing thing. That like, luckily, the it's not a paint by numbers thing. Like, it's not obvious who is going to win. I'd be fine with either one.
Yeah.
Me knowing, like, if me personally, I think it could go probably Okada probably might win because Danielson is the type of person that wouldn't really care if he lost. Like, he doesn't have an ego, and obviously, I'm pretty sure Okada wouldn't mind losing, but New Japan would mind if he lost, and they are way more protective over Okada than so. I don't think it'll be Okada's ego coming into play. It'll be New Japan's ego coming into play, and
Mhm.
then Danielson will be the one to take the L. But Danielson doesn't mind. He just wants to have a 7-star quality match.
Of
Um,
course.
so yeah, I'm that one I'm definitely looking forward to see. But I just remembered Kenny Omega is not going to be teaming up with Ibushi because he's facing Will Ospreay, so that's out of the equation. So yeah, Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay for the IWGP United States Championship. What's your thoughts on this match? How do you think this is going to go down?
This is going to be amazing. I mean, their Wrestle Kingdom match, honestly, I think is still the greatest match of the year so far. We've had
I've yet to see that match. I've shockingly, I've yet to see it, so I need to watch that.
Honestly, do check it out, because I think there was an interview where Kenny or Ospreay said that like that wasn't them going all out. Like imagine, and like there's parts in that match where they do the Styles clash, you know, One Winged Angel, obviously V triggers, Kenny and Ospreay go through a freaking door. Just thinking that that's them holding back, them going all out is going to be fucking stunning, honestly. And like for the US title as well, it's a nice caveat to it as well, having the belt that Kenny basically stole from Ospreay, who worked so much for New Japan.
Yeah.
Do I think Ospreay should win it back in this one? Maybe. It depends on what they're going to do for All In, because I think if you can't get Punk and FTR versus the Bucks and Kenny for All In, then, or even All Out, then you run back Kenny and Ospreay free for All In, having the homegrown boy versus the Canadian bastard. Even for the strap or not for the strap, but I think it would be a good thing for Ospreay as well. AEW basically giving him such a sweet match and win might entice a contract in the future.
Maybe. I'll be down for that. I mean, if how we got that for All In, that would be so awesome. They need to get as many UK talent as possible. I want to see Ospreay. I want to see Pac. I want to see flipping Nigel McGuinness come out of retirement. That'd be awesome.
Well, let's do a quick detour. Obviously, All In, we're going because we booked our ship as soon as the whole thing was announced. I remember we were in the airport coming back from Mania.
Yep.
And you know, we were just literally there, like, oh, All In, London, Wembley, Chaos Premier Inn. Now let's go
immediately.
And thank God we did, because now everything's all shit. Now everything's all remember, folks, think smart, plan tactical, and your trip will be stunning.
Exactly.
But like thinking of like All In as well, there's like UK talent, you know, obviously on the AEW side, you know, Jamie Hayter, Saraya, Pac, so many other great talent as well, you know, based from the UK that I think it's going to be exciting. But obviously, you know, local talent as well. You know, on Soul Sessions, I've had many Scottish, Welsh, and English guests, male and female, and you know, other identifying, who want to show their stuff. And I think like it's going to be a great thing for British wrestling in general. But you know, Cass, I got to ask, you know, British talent wise, is Nigel McGuinness your favorite to see on the card, or have you got someone else in mind?
I mean, I'll be honest, I don't have that much of a connection with Nigel. Obviously, I did watch him during the TNA days with, you know, the Main Event Mafia and the was it Infamous? Or was it when it was 5? It was like the new their version of the Horseman.
Was it called Fortune?
Fortune, yeah, it was in Fortune, wasn't he? Was he Fortune? It was either Fortune or Main Event Mafia. One of them two. He was definitely one of those two.
It's TNA.
Yeah, it was TNA. So that's the only time I really knew about him, and then I didn't really hear from him until he became a commentator in NXT. So I mean, it'd be cool to see someone come out of retirement and actually have the swan song that he deserves, you know, because he didn't really want to leave or retire when he did. But it is what it is. Who I want to see in person is Pac. I definitely want to see Pac. And you know, hopefully he be the person to take away the international title from Orange Cassidy. I think that would definitely that will get a resounding pop. And you know, it's clearly they're doing this this workhorse thing with Orange Cassidy. He's defending it every week, and he's running on fumes. He's basically running on fumes. If they somehow stretch it or two All In, I'll be happy with that. And then Pat comes in, because we haven't seen him for a while yet. I don't think he's injured or anything. So I feel like they're holding out for this, for him to come back at All In and then take it. So Yeah, that's one person. I in terms of
So
the
I'll mention Pac right there quick. I think a great match for Pac would be, and also showcasing another UK wrestler, Pac versus Zack Sabre Jr. for the New Japan World Television title.
yeah, I would like that too. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I overlook Zack Sabre Jr. I forget that he's British. So yeah, I would
With
love
a
to see.
name like Zack Sabre Jr., bro, that's the most British name I could think of. That's more British than like the Queen, who's at the moment.
At
Until
the
we have
moment.
yeah, mate, it's the Royals. They have like rejuvenating life blood. They'll probably bring her back as a Terminator or something.
Lazarus Pit, Ra's al Ghul.
Queen Al Ghul. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I just feel like there's so much great British talent that this is going to be, because obviously British wrestling is kind of taking a hit, with NXT UK shutting down, and they picked up all the talent, and then it was all kind of disbanded. I feel like this is going to reunite the scene.
Yeah. No, 110%. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be. It should be more UK filled for sure. But yeah. Well, before we continue, we have a new challenger entering. And it's none other than our friend, good guest of the show, Anthony. How you doing today, sir? How you doing?
Doing all right. I'm trying to get my internet stuff resolved.
It's an American. Oh my god!
Who knows how long this will last? But let's try it out.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
It's coming tomorrow, so hopefully
it's been a while, brother, hasn't it?
It has been a while.
Have you missed?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Soul, Anthony Soul. How you doing?
Yeah.
This is just a guy who I broke bank accounts with. That's more than brotherhood, brother.
Yes.
Yeah. There was a lot of money spent that weekend. Although I spent more money in Disney than you did.
Yeah, that too. You have to put that in there.
You bought your magic wand. I bought a funnel cake.
So yeah, so before your internet cuts out, hopefully not, Anthony. But obviously we were just touching on the two major announcements for AEW Forbidden Door: Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay for the IWGP US Championship, and of course
Okada Danielson, come on.
Okada Danielson. Sorry, my bad.
It was so memorable that you lost it.
I know you're old, man, for Jesus Christ.
You'll get there, don't worry. Anyway, my thought, I just want to get your thoughts on these two announcements. Are you looking forward to these?
My thought with Omega Ospreay, and I said this back in January, I thought Ospreay should have won. I felt Ospreay needed that win more than Kenny did. And considering that, he's been loyal to New Japan and Kenny essentially burned them. They were going to build around him, and he was like, nah, I'm going to do AEW instead. The fact that they decided to give him the belt, and I know the argument was, well, he's on AEW TV, there'll be exposure. It's almost never on there. They almost never recognize it. And quite frankly, the first time he defended it on there, and I believe I said it to you, Chaos, was like, I didn't even remember he had it. I didn't even remember he was US champ. Because you never see it. So, I mean, Ospreay's got to win this one. I mean, if they make him lose again, what's the logic here? I don't get it. Especially since Kenny's not defending it. He's not in a feud with anybody over it. He's busy with the Combat Club. Brian and Okada could be interesting. I mean, I want to see it, but it wasn't a match where I went, oh, that's a dream match. I definitely want to see it. Like, I don't know. I don't watch New Japan enough to really care that much. But to be perfectly honest, I don't get to watch that much. I don't know if Okada and Brian will have a really good style together. I don't know if they'll mesh, if that makes any sense.
So actually, he says
is that Anthony or is that MJF? Who's appearing right now? God damn it.
Listen, I got to be honest. I know Brian's style. Brian can pretty much work with anybody. Okada, I think he's very good. I don't think he's as good as the hype, if I got to be honest.
Wow. Okay.
I just, other than his matches with, again, I don't watch New Japan enough, but it's like I'm more interested when Okada's facing somebody that, like Ospreay, like that, somebody that I really have interest in. But New Japan protects Okada so much. They never essentially they didn't even let him lose. Ospreay couldn't even beat him. They don't want people beating Okada. So then you run into a situation where it's like, well, is New Japan going to have their two people lose? And probably unlikely. So if only one of the two, when they negotiate with Tony, who gets the win, they're probably going to push stronger for Okada than they will Ospreay, just based on the track record.
Yeah, I said that myself as well. Like, that New Japan was super protective ever since his glorious run in TNA. He is that they were really protective over him. Now, knowing Danielson, and I think he'll be willing to take the L. Simply because, like, he just cares about having a 7-star match more than getting the W. So yeah, Okada could definitely get the win here. Flip it, but what I was just about to say, Soul, obviously you offended Soul so much he broke character and took off the glasses, but also he thinks that Okada and Danielson could main event Forbidden Door. I take you don't think so?
It depends on what the rest of the card's like. I mean, it potentially on paper, yeah, but at the same point, I don't know, since Tony is such a mark for Kenny, wouldn't he give Kenny that spot and the fellow countryman Ospreay? Wouldn't he? To me, I think that's more likely
for a U.S. championship. I mean, that's a mid-card title, though.
I agree, but is Okada's not it's not a world title, right? Okada even their champion at this point?
No, it's
actually. Did he just he won it and he just recently lost it, right?
Like the current IWGP champion is a gentleman named Sanda.
All right, so it wouldn't even be for a world title. So it's a title match versus a non-title match. I still think he'd want to push Kenny. That's my guess. I think he wants Kenny and Ospreay. That would be my guess.
And then CM Punk intervenes and kicks Kenny in the balls and loses to Ospreay.
The funny part is that's the one member of the Elite that Punk allegedly doesn't have an issue with is Omega. Like, Omega's the one with the least amount of heat of any of them.
Yeah.
Yet, he's the one that allegedly got bit. So it's, I don't know.
Fair enough. I mean, obviously, you're talking about World Championship matches. I made this pitch if MJF were to somehow be on this card, because obviously, I didn't realize until the other day that he actually calls New Japan the minor leagues. Like, he hates New Japan. So obviously, if it is a work or if it's not, if it is a work, he could obviously bring that up during the episode of Dynamite. And then the one person they could face could be Shibata. That would be, he's super over. He's he's current ROH. He's a current champion in ROH. Yes. He works for both New Japan and Ring of Honor. He'd be the perfect person to probably main event or go against MJF. So would that be a main event either, or you don't think so?
It depends whether or not MJF's defending the AEW championship. Is he defending the title? I think if he's defending the title, maybe. But the thing is, Shibata has such a rough style, such a hard-hitting, the quote-unquote strong style. I don't know if MJF wants to wrestle that style.
I think another interesting opponent for MJF for the AEW World Title would be Tanahashi.
Yeah, and I think Tanahashi wouldn't have an issue jobbing to MJF either, because it's obviously he's not dropping it to anybody.
Think about the MJF promos, like, I beat your internet favorite. Ooh, it's like,
yeah.
Trying to piss
I
off.
I wouldn't mind seeing that either. But either or, I'd be cool with either ones. But yeah,
maybe they'll give him the blow up doll from DDT.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Imagine that main event for main event in Forbidden Door. That a 5-star match, 100%. But just like I said, just before you joined in, Anthony, just these two matches alone, this already blows last year's one out of the water. I mean, obviously, like I said, the last year one was plagued by injuries, and obviously, with CM Punk and everyone else. But would you agree that so far this card wise is looking much more interesting than last year's?
I'm surprised you haven't noticed he's not moved for the last 2 minutes.
My bad. I didn't realize.
It's good to be back.
Because sometimes it's literally like this. It's like usually when he's thinking, but I didn't realize. I was just
He
in
must
my
have been
zone.
like, wow, he's actually listening to me. He likes my opinion. Bruh, the dude is static. His interconnection is like minus 60 gigs. He ain't paying
Oh,
attention
God.
to shit except dial-up.
God damn it. He lasted quite long though. So it's okay. So we can just about get 10 minutes out of him per set. That's fine. I'm cool with that. What was I saying? What was I thinking? What did I say?
You were saying
What was
something.
I can't remember. Anyway, let's just move on. So next up, of course, we obviously just dabbled on a certain person just a minute ago, but we obviously going to be talking about him, and that is, of course, CM Punk. Is actually no. Before all of that, let's just screw that. Double or Nothing. We did give your thoughts on that show. So I must say that it was pretty divisive amongst people. For various reasons. But yeah, we never got a chance to give your thought get your thoughts on Double or Nothing. So what did you find? What did you think of it? Was it good? Was it good? Could it have been better? What's your thoughts on it from the whole show?
So there were a lot of things I did like, and there were things I didn't like. So the things I liked that stand out to me: Anarchy in the arena with BCC and the Elite. I liked that. I thought that was great. Very enjoyable, chaotic, great thing with the teams. I loved it. No complaints there. The 4-pillar 4-way, loved it. Love seeing these guys who have watched, since starting AEW do such great things in the ring, and that I loved. Jade Cargill versus Taya Valkyrie, I liked it. I said this to you, Chaos. I loved Jade's entrance. I thought that was so awesome. I just thought it was so entertaining. And obviously Chris Statlander coming back as well and winning the TBS title. I thought, fine. No complaints. I like it. Even the Blackjack Battle Royale, I liked. I was kind of like, Orange Cassidy retaining. I didn't expect that, but I thought it was still good. No problems. I would have liked Swerve to win, honestly, personally. And I hope he's going to win on Dynamite with the one-on-one match. I'd be up for that. Now, the things I didn't like. Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter.
Mm-hmm.
I get what they're doing if Jamie is legitimately injured and they need to take the belt off her. I prefer this over an interim championship situation. So, fair enough. Has to be done. Yeah, and maybe Jamie's going to get it back at All In, which will be a good thing. If we could get to that, then, softens the blow for this. Wardlow versus Christian Cage for the TNT Championship, I felt was strong for the TNT Championship. I kind of I'm a bit confused about Christian Cage and Luchasaurus' relationship. You would have thought Luchasaurus would be like, you're meant to be my mentor. You would be helping me get the title, but now you're going for it. Yeah. Situation. That's the only thing kind of that buggered me about that. But besides that, I still thought it was really entertaining. FTR versus Jay Briscoe and the man who cost me my throw, Jeff Jarrett. And I thought this was very weak.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is because I enjoy Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal teaming. I think they're very good together. I don't know. Maybe the inclusion of Mark Briscoe just made it a bit too messy. Like there was too much going on. I feel like maybe Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal, that's where the story is. I totally understand FTR had the trilogy with the Briscoes and that's their kind of relationship. I fully understand it, but something about this didn't feel right to me. Like it just didn't click.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. And the House of Black Open Challenge for the Trios Championship was something that I think that should have been a buy-in match. Honestly.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. I'm surprised at that.
Like,
fair enough.
The thing is, because it didn't have a build to it. It was the Acclaimed. The Acclaimed are loved. Like, imagine if the Acclaimed just came out and talked shit and just, like, tore down the House of Black and what they are and what they represent. Like they're just spooky goth bitches, and it's like you're all just My Chemical Romance fans who just got kicked through Hot Topic and on your black eyeliner, like that kind of like breaking them down sort of thing. And then House of Black are like, we're going to show you the real horror and gothic aspect, and then that's the story. But the fact that like having a great team of the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass as an open challenge is a bit, I'm going to say insulting, just lazy. So yeah, I mean, I think that's all the matches on the top of my head. But I mean, it's not like I think this was a bad show. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a solid 7.
Right.
Not better than Revolution. But
yeah, I would think so. Yeah. No, I hear that. I hear that. Considering how badly they built that pay-per-view, it came out better than I expected. Yeah, I agree. Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter. I mean, understandably, we understand the reason behind it, but you know, it feels wrong that they did it at a pay-per-view. They could have easily just made her drop it at an episode of Dynamite or Rampage or whatever.
Actually, I think they should have done this at a Battle of the Belts to try and actually make Battle of the Belts mean something. Because no titles have actually changed on a Battle of the Belts. Imagine if we had that, like, even still the whole, the Outcast beating up Jamie situation, but it kind of would have added stakes of like, because I know people shit about it, like, oh, why would I even watch this? It's basically just an hour of Rampage sort of thing. And like that's fair enough. If you want to say that, that's fine by me. But if you had that on it, that would add stakes. And now people are like, well, now I got to tune in because that happened with the top women championship. Maybe something similar could happen.
Yeah.
Just plus.
Yeah, it wasn't really well thought out. I agree. Well, my favorite matches was the Anarchy in the Arena match. The beginning of Anarchy in the Arena, I felt like that was a bit too messy, too many jump cuts, because there's so many times where you go in something's happening in one area and they're about to do something, and then it cuts to the ring when nothing's happening, and then it goes back to over there, but it's already missed. The music playing in the background continuously, especially with the live performance of it, absolutely jarring, with the guy in blackface as well.
That took me off there. I had to do a double take. Like honestly, I honestly thought I was going crazy at that point. Like I saw that, I was like, no, that's not what I think it is, right? And then I scroll back and I was like, oh.
Who signed off on that? TK, what? I mean,
no offense. Like I liked when Wild Things played at the last Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah, that's what was fine.
I like that, but like making it like I'm like, it's kind of like the one-time shot thing. Like, yeah, it was good there, but doing it again, I didn't really agree with it, honestly. Like, I honestly would have rather if they played Overtune 1812, which is Claudio's theme. Like, imagine like, that would have been funny. That would have been good, but the Wild Things playing again, it's like, it's not as a bad song, honestly, but it kind of just makes it all centered around Mox.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a bit of a detriment to it. But yeah, what the fuck was with that singer? Was that a mask or was that face paint, bro? Because I
think that was actually face paint, if I recall.
I ain't saying shit. I ain't saying fucking shit. I ain't fucking motherfucking
I was like, how? I'm just glad he got super kicked at the end. But yeah, it was, I don't know, really need AEW, man. That was a huge L on that. But yeah, it was I don't think it was better than Revolution. The amount of matches was good. It's healthy. I think he's finally learned that less is more. Instead of 20 matches in one night. But
also the crowd was pretty crap as well, I would have thought.
So sorry?
The crowd was pretty crap.
Yeah, there's nothing to write home to I mean, yeah, they weren't Backlash at Puerto Rico. They weren't that's for sure. So yeah, the crowd was not really into it. But yeah, we'll have to just wait and see for the next one. The next one is, of course, Forbidden Door, and that's in Canada. This is the first time in Canada, so we'll see how that crowd is going to be like, for sure. So, fair enough. Moving on, finally, from Double or Nothing. Now we can talk about what we was going to talk about, which is, of course,
this prick.
Look in my eyes. What do you see? CM Punk. CM Punk is announced for AEW Collision June 17th, the debut episode at the United Center in Chicago. It's to the point. They're so excited. He has taken off his shirt, his suit jacket, I should say. Not his shirt. Please keep it. It was PG. Yeah, it's to the for months. Many people were saying he's not coming back. He is. He's not. I've said he. I thought he.
We all did. We all did, and apparently Clark is the only one who actually had the insight or the scoop or the knowledge, because he was always like, "Punk's coming back. Punk's coming back."
Yeah.
Like, He's like, "Well, shit, the Californian's right."
And yeah, he's pretty much he's gonna be, and he's pretty much confirmed to be the face of AEW Collision. The show is gonna be centered around him. He's probably good. He has creative control as well, alongside his best buddy Ace Steel, who's gonna be working from home remotely. So no more biting from him. Yeah, I just want to get your thoughts. Hell has frozen over. So what's your thoughts on CM Punk returning to Collision?
I won't lie, there was a smile over my face when Punk was announced for a Collision. Then I heard the crowd, because that crowd were like, "No, that fucker's returning. Fuck no." And
there were a few cheers. There was some people with CM Punk shirts, and there was
we saw. Look, come on! I've got CM Punk merch out the arsehole here. I got figures. I got plaques. I got flags. I got everything. Right? It's so weird. I was the biggest CM Punk fan, right? I was always like hyped as shit for him. Like, Jesus Christ, seeing him at Revolution against MJF in the dog collar match is probably still the best wrestling match I have seen live. And I've seen a handful. That's topping it so far. I just wonder, how is he going to be booked? If he's going to be booked like 2015 Roman Reigns, where he is the forced babyface down your throat no matter what, it ain't gonna look good. But from what I've seen with the promo images, the dude's bald. When CM Punk is bald, he's a dick. He's heel CM Punk. So that I kind of hope for. It will be interesting to see what the crowd reaction is and what the viewership rating is. Now, I've always said, viewership ratings I don't care for, as long as the networks are happy. That's fine by me. But what I'm interested in for Collision and Dynamite's rating is to see where the fan base goes. Mm-hmm. You're going to have people that were there from the beginning that only care about the Elite go to Dynamite. You're going to have people that came in for Punk and only care for Punk to go to Collision. So I think that's going to be very interesting. See, that's going to be its own sort of like Wednesday War situation there. Punk and Elite, two shows going against each other. All for it. But with Punk, will I become a CM Punk fan again? Probably. I ain't gonna fucking sugarcoat it. Probably. I'll probably be buying his shirt when he comes out on Collision. That's going to be like a variation of like "I'm back" with a dog chew bite on it or something like that. I mean, what about you, Chaos? You were probably like, "Oh yeah, he's back, my fave."
Yeah, pretty much, man. I said even back from when we reported Brawl Out and stuff. Shortly after, I said that AEW needs CM Punk. As much as I hate to say it, but the viewership and the engagement was at an all-time high when Punk was there. And just earlier, I was just actually watching this episode. There's a YouTube documentary. Well, someone did a homemade documentary of CM Punk's entire run, and even though it's still fresh in my mind, the way that this person did this documentary, it was still refreshing. And you just have to sit back and just say, like, this guy really made an impact, and the storytelling was absolutely beautiful. Like when he announced the dog collar match, when he sat in the middle of the ring and he was just saying Piper in Portland, and he took out the dog collar match. He was just like, MJF, will you be my Valentine? And it was just like, this is going to be paved with your blood, And then he came out with the picture with him with MJF sitting there, and he was just like, for you, this was the greatest day of your life. For me, this was a Friday. The guy is just so amazing with storytelling. He's not the greatest wrestler in the world. Don't get me wrong, he's not. But when it comes to storytelling, no one can flip and touch him. And that was the most intrigued. I was always interested to see what segment it was going to be in. And as much as people want to probably deny it, a majority of people will say will know or agree that he was the most interesting part, or one of the most interesting parts at the height of when he was there. So yeah, I don't think he's gonna go on a babyface run. The guy's too smart for that. He knows that he's got to play that tweener phase, or he could straight be a straight up heel kind of thing. Will the Chicago fans boo him? I don't know, because it's going to be a mixed bag. Because when they were last in Chicago, there was a lot of, and then there was, when it came to the Elite match and everything, there was a lot of FCM Punk chants.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them. People were they were anti-Punk. I don't know how it's going to be a mixed bag. I think more people will be on his side, but it's going to be a very interesting response from the crowd. I'd say it could be very divisive. But yeah, I'm happy to tell.
I think it's going to be very important of how this first show is booked. From what we've seen of like promo packages, I personally, if I was Tony and I had to book this first episode of Collision in the United Center, I want to showcase the people that are on that promo package. That's Joe, that's Thunder Rosa, that's Scorpio Sky, and that's Andrade El Idolo and Punk. That's 5 people you got there, right? So here's what you do. Open the show with Punk. Punk makes his return promo and he does some stuff. Let's say Scorpio Sky comes out and is like, thank you for creating the second opportunity, allows us to have the chance, and I want to have that with a legend like you. And we get our main event is CM Punk versus Scorpio Sky. Then we proceed to what the women match would be, and that could be Thunder Rosa versus Sky Blue, or any local woman thing, right? That's how your female showcase. Then you can maybe have a feud build up with Thunder Rosa and let's say Diamante, who's on the AEW roster. Have them. That'd be an interesting one. Then you can have your tag team match, which could be Proud and Powerful, because I know Santana's apparently going to be coming back soon. So that could be that. Imagine that. Proud and Powerful, Santana Ortiz versus Andrade El Idolo and Rush. That's your tag team showcase. Then you can have Joe come out and squash a local jobber, and that's kind of like your showcase of a legend. Then you can have, I think that's everyone.
Miro,
sorry, Miro, of course. How the fuck did I forget Miro? Jesus Christ. God, yeah, it's been a while. Have Miro just cut. I think honestly, for this first promo, have Miro just cut one of his God promos.
Okay,
that's entertaining in itself. And I know they've got this Collision tour going up with Canada and all that, and that could basically be Miro's thing. Start off with the promo of the God thing, then comes out and does one in the ring, then goes on a little tear of jobbers, and then could finish with feuding with someone. Your main event, Scorpio Sky versus Punk. Have that happen. Have Punk and Scorpio go at it, and Punk gets the win. At the end of that show, Joe comes out. And Joe comes out, and they're like, yeah, we have history. We're going to set this course off right. Let's set it off with a friendly courtship. You've never beaten me, Punk. Ring of Honor, you've never been able to get to me. We've always drawn, but I've always won, and I held that Ring of Honor championship. So let's do it again. Let's run it back for this Ring of Honor television championship, a title that you've not held. You've held my previous world championship, but you've not held my television championship. And so we build on Collision this Punk and Joe feud that can happen in the final show of like the Canada tour, because what they've announced, you want people to tune in for that. You want people to go to that show to see what's going to happen at the end of it, which will be Joe and Punk for the Ring of Honor television championship. Who wins? I don't know. I don't get paid.
Yeah, I'm liking that. I think Joe will be a great first candidate. Obviously them two, they're great on the stick. So I would love to see the promos between them two. I'm not in any rush to see him against Jericho or him against MJF for that matter. I do feel like the MJF feud will come. It has to. And because obviously MJF is going to be a floater between the shows. That could definitely that will definitely happen at some point. And they have to run that back because that is their biggest feud, AEW's biggest feud so far. So they have to run that back.
I think it's going to be interesting on the title situation. Which titles are going to which brand? Obviously, we had our fantasy draft we did a while ago. But I'm very interested in seeing which titles go which. Because then
they're all floaters, though. They're all floaters.
I don't think it should all be floaters. I think you should have.
That's what they say. And the World Championship, the Women's Championship. I think the ones that won't be the floaters are the TNT and TBS Championship, because this show will be on TNT, if I recall. Yeah. So those two ain't going to be floaters. I think they're going to be separated. But yeah, the main ones, the core ones, even the Trios Championships, they're going to be floaters. That's the thing. So, but yeah, I agree. So some of them should be staying. But which ones would you choose though?
Probably, honestly, like what you said, the TBS and the TNT, because that gives an incentive of to watch one reason and have the obviously chasing the goal. And obviously Miro TNT Championship, everyone loved that reign of the Redeemer. We get that back, or even with the International Championship, I'll be absolutely fine with it. But I think Punk and Collision and the whole Collision thing in general, it's going to be interesting where we go from the first show.
Yeah.
I have. If it's shit, we could just book it and Fight Forever.
Yes, and speaking of Fight Forever, good little segue. Yes, of course. AEW Fight Forever has been finally given a release date. June 29th, available on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, S and X, Steam, and I believe the Switch. I'm not really sure. If you get it on the Switch, you're weird. But yeah, it's available on all major platforms. Are you excited for it?
How long have we been talking about this for?
Honestly, I know. It's
every couple months on Take It, we just talk about it or some news and update, and we're just like, yeah, we can't wait to play this when it comes out. And then now it's finally coming. We have the date. We have more footage than we've gotten in the last 2 weeks than we had in the last 6 months. I'm still excited for this. Like, I really, really am going to enjoy this, I feel.
Yeah. No, it looks good. It looks like it's gonna be one of them pick up and play games. It's not simulated or simulation like 2K. Definitely an alternative. I've been watching all the gameplays, and it looks pretty good. The match types that they've announced for the game as well looks pretty fun. I'm trying to get the list whilst I'm speaking to you, but it's taking a minute. But yeah, we have Stadium Stampede match is going to be in there. All your standard singles, tag teams, fatal four ways, triple threats. I believe I'm just trying to get the flipping match types.
The one I want to see is the barbed wire death match, because I've seen
images. Yes, exploding barbed wire death match. Yep, you're right. Yeah, that one is going to be interesting. No one's really there's many gameplay of that yet, is there?
Just an image, just one image.
Right. Yeah. Fair enough. The Casino Battle Royale is going to be in there as well. They've also an unsanctioned Lights Out match, and I've seen screenshots of those, and there's blood everywhere. 40 different types of weapons, which is insane. Take that 2K with your 6. There's a story mode as well. Get to create your own wrestlers, all that kind of stuff. It's not gonna be as in depth as 2K, like the intros, the entrances, and all that is very simplified and whatnot. How in depth the creation suite is gonna be, that remains to be seen. I saw that the control types as well is very WWF No Mercy-esque, very, very old school, but it's a nice welcoming change. I'm not fussed about it. Man, I just can't wait for it. It's definitely gonna be. They said there is a create an arena mode in there as well, so hopefully we can also replicate what they currently have, because it's still got their older stage design. So that which I have no problem with. I think you said that was their peak. That was during that era anyway, which that's
like AEW comfort for me. That's like the good times.
Yeah.
That's like I could take that. Like if it comes out like that and it has Even if it was even sitting like Daly's place, and I had the Daily Place Arena and all that shit, I would be like, take my money now, TK. Take it. You already take it enough, but take more. Take more of my money. I'm fine with that. That's AW to me. That's like what made me fall in love with the company. But however, there's some things that have griped me about this game now. Chaos.
Ooh, go on.
Have you seen the Elite Edition?
I know there's a season pass in there, and you get Matt Hardy as a pre-order bonus, which is weird as hell. But no, what else is there? I'm missing something clearly.
So the Elite Edition basically comes with a season pass and four content drops, and they're like FTR in a mini game. The bunny, I think the bunny and Penelope Ford and a mini game. Danhausen and I think Hook. It's like two wrestlers and two mini games, which I think with like, because no offense, everyone's going to compare this to 2K22, right, or like 23 and all like the 2K games,
which
right?
is unfair.
It's unfair, absolutely. I don't agree with it because they're two games that are trying to do different things. One's trying to be a simulation of like the real thing that's been ongoing for 10 odd years, and one's a fresh new game that's harkening back to the old school days. So you're not going to get that unfair comparison. But when you're dribbling content out and charging a lot of price for it, that's a problem I have. If each pack gave us a tag team, a woman and a male, or a tag team, two females and two men, that I'd be fine with. Yes, I understand you're cutting things from now and not putting them in the game. But obviously this game's been in development for like donkeys. Like I remember when AEW Games started as like a YouTube channel with like making announcements. Like I was still playing like Modern Warfare Warzone at this point. That's how long. But I feel like people are going to get into this and be like, oh, where's Christian Cage? Where's all these new guys that they've signed? I don't know if Joe's in it. I don't know if that.
Yeah, they haven't really confirmed the whole roster yet, have they? Let me see if I can find.
Not necessarily. Like I know there was one kind of like leaked character select screen, and it was like Chuck to Punk to Cody, straight to like Kenny and all that. Like there's very notable omissions. And
all right, I got the list. I got the list right here. So these will be the ones that is going to be confirmed for a release. Adam Cole, Adam Page, El Idolo, Brian Cage, Brody Lee as an unlockable character, Danielson, Jericho, Christian Cage will be in there. He's going to be at launch. Chuck Taylor, Punk, Cody Rhodes will still be in it. Darby Allin, Dustin Rhodes, Eddie Kingston, Jeff Hardy, John Silver, John Moxley, Jack Perry, Omega, Lance Archer, Luchasaurus, Malachi Black, all the Hardys, Matt Hardy, Matt Jackson, Miro, MJF, Nick Jackson, Orange Cassidy, Owen Hart. I forgot about Owen Hart. Yeah. Pac, Paul White will be an unlockable character. Penta, Ray Phoenix, Starks, Guevara, Scorpio, Sky, Sting, and Wardlow. That's in the men's.
Just going on the men's there, you're missing people like Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia, 2.0. You're missing Angelico. You're missing
on the JAS actually. JAS in there.
Pretty much all of the JAS. Jake Hager's not in it as well, who's been with the company since pretty much the beginning. You're missing, Preston Vance. You're missing Rush. You're missing like Action Andretti. You're missing like some of the Dark Order as well. Evil Uno, Stu Grayson.
Oh yeah, Top Flight. Yeah, you're right. Dante Martin are in it. Yeah.
Did I hear the Lucha Bros? Were they even there?
Yeah, the Lucha Bros are in there. Yeah.
The Lucha Bros are in there, which is good. Like Claudio as well, and you're missing a fair amount. Like I can understand if like the fact is like these DLC packs, which they've announced for the season pass, are so limiting. Like I honestly hope they like add more into it. If they add more into it, cool. Well, like I would love for the FTR pack if they added the Briscoes in.
Yeah.
Like that would be cool. Add the Briscoes in, have like other stuff in as well. Like I feel like with Fight Forever, it's not like some people are going to look at it as like a 2K game. Like, we're going to get this game and another one next year. I think they're going to build on this for at least 4 or maybe 3 years.
Yeah, that is the plan. Because that's why they nicknamed it or titled it Fight Forever. They're not gonna do an annual game. I think they got like a 5-year plan for this game, provided it does well. If it does crap, like it doesn't sell well, obviously there's more than likely they're gonna pull the plug earlier. But yeah, right now they do have a 5-year plan. So yeah, they're really literally drip feeding us content. So it all depends on how often these drop, because to be fair, I'm actually surprised they doing a season pass if this is just gonna be a game for 5 years. It shouldn't be limited to, like, unless they do season passes every year, maybe to do it that or every 6 months. We can see where it goes, because there's not even really no date yet as to when these ones will drop either. So
for the women's, who we got from the women's?
For the women's, this one's even more limiting. So they got Abaddon. Aubrey Edwards, for some reason. You can play her as a playable. Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, Jade Cargill, Chris Statlander, Nyla Rose, Riho, Thunder Rosa, and Yuka
Sakazaki.
That's the one. Yep, there you go.
So going from that, you're missing Athena, Jade Cargill. It was Jade there? Did you mention
Jade's in it. Jade's in it.
You're missing Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
Soraya, you're missing. Toni Storm, you're missing. Emi Sakura, Diamante, Sky Blue.
Ruby.
You're missing Ruby as well. You're missing Rebel.
Layla Hirsch,
you're missing. You're also missing Maria Shafir.
I mean, she can be missed. It's fine, but
like it's so weird.
Yeah. Oh, Ty Mello as well. Flipping.
Yeah, which is surprising as well, with how much Ty's been apart. Like,
yeah.
Anna Jay. Did you mention Anna Jay?
Anna Jay's not in it.
Wow, that's another one you're missing as well. So
yeah, it is a weird one. It is a weird one. But you get Aubrey. So random. You get Aubrey. Oh god.
I understand why they prioritize some people above others. Obviously, you've got to have a cutoff point. You have a cutoff point for game development at some point. You can't just always have the pipeline open. I understand why they focus on people like Paul White, Punk, and Christian Cage and all that, because they're the legends who are going to be the recognizable names that sell the game. I just hope we get wrestlers added in frequently and at a vast volume. That's all I hope. Will I personally be ordering the Elite Edition? 50-50. I'm going to buy this content, like the DLC stuff anyway, but I kind of want the security of, like, it's not just going to be so minuscule. That's my main thing.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna wait out. I'm still gonna stick with the standard one. And if they obviously do more season passes later down the line and it's at a decent frequent rate, then I could obviously I could skip the deluxe edition and just buy season passes or just choose which DLC packs I want. But yeah, it does feel like they had this is the same list that they had from back when the game was first announced, and they had more additional time because this was meant to come out last year and whatnot, but they kept pushing it back. They had to wait until they got the rating cleared, all this kind of stuff. So they've had additional time. So they could have easily added more people, but it looked like they just had their set list, and then they just, instead of using that time to add more people, they just kept it there and then eventually drip feed people. But even then, you're playing a dicey game, because by the time they might start doing more people, they may have already gone. You know what I'm saying? So it's already outdated. You know what I mean? So it is a risky move that they're doing. So it all depends on the frequency, because we live in an era where content is key, like constant content. We've seen many games, especially them live service games, that just fall by the wayside just because of the frequency of new content is just not quick enough. So
I mean, the fact is that this is not like a 60 quid game here in the UK. This is like I think low 40s, if I'm correct, on the PSN store. Is a low 40?
No, it's $50 now.
Yeah.
I mean, deluxe is 70.
God, wow. I mean, like there's games that have been shit that are worth a lot more, like that Lord of the Rings Golem, which looks like utter
Oh
shit.
God! Oh, that's been amazing. Yeah.
Yes, truly well done, Gollum. You're up there with Redfall as the most disappointing pieces of shit no one cared about. Nice one. Good on you, Xbox. I'm loving your exclusives.
Definitely.
It was good back in the day. Now it's fucking dog shit. But yeah, like I'm still gonna buy this game no matter what. I mean,
Yeah.
because I love AEW. You know me. I just hope we get good support afterwards. That's all I
Yeah.
hope. And I think Road to the Elite looks fun as well. Like apparently there's so much you can do in it. It's based off winning and losses, and you can change like your diet in it as well. So everyone's gonna make Bryan Danielson a meat eater for lols. Cool. Yeah, it looks fun. I think it's a mode that's had a lot of heart put into it, so I'm excited for it. And Owen Hart as well. You know, his first game appearance since 2004.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, that's a good look for sure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm hoping to get it for during day one, and yeah, we'll just have to see from there. That was yeah, we definitely gotta do a couple let's plays on there for sure. Switch it up a little bit.
I'll buy it on my Switch and bring it to All In.
Oh my god, fair enough. See how well that runs. Start chugging along and shit. Loading times take 5 minutes, but but yeah. So yeah, moving on from AW Fight Forever, to the other company now, and of course,
Do we
we've
have
got
to?
to talk. We got to, man. Don't act like you ain't feeling the bloodline storyline. But unfortunately, we're not going to be talking about that right now. We got to be talking about the unveiling of the one undisputed WWE Universal Championship that was gifted to Roman Reigns for surpassing 1,000 days as world champion. They've officially merged the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship to one, and then it will just be counted as one now. So obviously, we all know that the 1,000 days only applies to, or it did apply to the Universal Championship because he won the WWE Championship later down the line, but they've officially merged it into one, and it's just going to carry on from there forth. The design, once it was unveiled by Triple H, what didn't go really well over. This kind of went almost as bad as when they unveiled the red Universal Championship. That's how over this one went. Because it just didn't look right. Now, I mean, I'm gonna pull it up right now, and this is obviously this is on their current store. So this is obviously a better looking of it, because on TV, I'll be honest, it looked complete ass. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on it now. What was your thoughts when you first saw this on this unveiling?
So I'll say to you what I said to a good mate of mine when I saw this belt. I sent him a message saying, "Bro, this looks like they've just poured melted butter into the center plate." I'm sorry, look at that. It looks like Triple H has gotten a few Lurpaxes out of the fridge, melted them in a pot, and went, "Yeah, that looks good. That looks good." I mean, it doesn't look like I get what they're trying to go with. It's meant to be gold. Like it's trying to be gold, right? Gold for the champion. It doesn't have the texture or look of gold. This looks like the fake tinfoil gold people put on steaks to eat.
Flip's sake.
It looks like ass.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if they're going to give me 35% off site-wide. It's shit.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, but the previous championship that Roman held alongside the Universal was better looking. The black one. The black. That one there, that looks a lot better than that, honestly. Honestly, it does. The other one looks like a piece of shit. Of course, there's only 7 left because people are picking this up before you get rid of
it. Almost gone. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I mean, at first I was like, all right, look, maybe the lighting was off and it just really made it look ugly, but Yeah, I wouldn't rush to go into go like I don't see why they made these black gems. It just
Yeah, that
makes
I
it more
don't get.
tacky.
Honestly, it would have been better because if you include it on the red as well, that would have been kind of nice, I think. But the toffee apple looking background, shit.
Toffee apple.
I'm sorry, this looks like a gummy you would see on the WWE shop they would sell to the kids as they drool watching shitty Hit Row.
Yeah, get off my screen.
I'm like, honestly,
No,
if
I
I
hear
had to,
you.
if I had to rank the world championship now we've got in wrestling, the top is AEW. The second is the world heavyweight that Seth's currently holding because I think that's beautiful. I love it. I really do like it. Then, then would
Yeah.
be the IWGP. Then would be Impact.
You,
Then
you
would be
mean the you mean the old IWGP title, right? Not the current one.
I mean the current one. Like if we're talking about current.
Oh wow,
I'm
okay,
just,
fair enough. Okay.
I'm just saying about current wrestling belts because if we were talking about the old
Got it.
IWGP, crew that motherfucker would be reaching for the sky. But and then Impact, then NWA, then some local indie fed, then the toffee apple looking one. Like you know how we see like some indie feds just take like the winged eagle or the big gold and slap their logo on it and say, "This is our championship. You can't sue us."
Yeah.
Haha. They look better than the fucking undisputed shit. The toffee apple butter popcorn burnt candle wax looking shit.
Oh my god.
Who fucking likes this? Who saw this being unveiled and went, "Wow, this is beautiful. I'm gonna have this for my collection." Piss off. Like shit. It is the fact. How much are they charging for this replica?
$4.99.
499 schmeckles for that shite. Fuck off.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Soul is not
100%
buying.
would be more worth your money buying the one Seth has. I understand people don't like it because that has the WWE logo that looks like a hemorrhoid. Shout out whoever said that. You know who it is, Chaos. But
Yes.
this is shit. It's fucking shit.
Yeah. No,
Like I
okay.
would buy that world if I had the money right now. I would buy Seth's one with his side plates because that actually looks like a championship. This looks like a taffy ass looking ass bitch.
Fair enough. I mean, well, there you have it. I mean, I can't dispute it. They again, I think they played it safe. Like I said, they did it purely for marketing purposes because this just shows that when they give it to Hall of Famers or celebrities or whatnot, they want that one to be the forefront, and yeah, that just makes obviously the World Heavyweight Championship feel secondary. They ain't gonna be parading that to everyone else, but one thing I'm gonna miss is the way Roman Reigns' 2-belt entrance. I felt that was just perfect for him. It looked so badass with the 2 titles.
I agree. Honestly, with what we got now, keep the 2 belts. Just keep the 2 belts.
That's what I'm saying. I'll just have full 3. Fuck it. You look better with 3.
Like if you put up the belt, right? Put up the belt. I'm gonna go creative mode in this son of a bitch. I'm gonna create a better championship than the freaking butter popcorn looking ass bitch. Yeah, all right. So basically, Triple H comes to me and says, "Hey, I need to keep the same design. I need the side plates, but I need to make it look good, right? Okay, you want it to look good, right? So keep the Undisputed Championship banner that's underneath the main logo, right? Cool. Keep that, right? The actual strap. We've got the current one, the one before that Roman held with the blue universal strap, right? So you kind of want to maybe incorporate what that means to Roman. Roman is like the championship of the Anoa'i family, and what do they have? They have those flowers things, right? You know, the red flowers, right?
Yeah.
So give that undisputed thing a strap of arrows pointing down, red and blue to simulate Raw and SmackDown. So you got the black strap with these lines going down of red and blue to basically simulate not only those flowers, but basically him being the undisputed championship of both brands.
Yeah.
Have the side plates, have the main plate, where the red is, make that black. So basically, you get in the white W with a black stripe thing.
Yeah.
And just keep the center back plate black. That's it. Basically, a customized strap with a black stripe. Because it is way fucking better than the gold Butterfinger shit we got now.
I do like that. If someone is already, you know, watching this, please make that in community creation so I can download that. That would be awesome. Or you know, you can make it yourself. That's fine. But but yeah, that's that sounds way better than what they did. I don't know what they were thinking with that. They just played it safe, and it was just a lame excuse. I mean, yeah, it doesn't feel anything special, just shittier. It is unfortunate, but who knows? They may have heard what we said, and they may try and put in the storyline and somehow come up with a new one again. Let's hope so.
Yeah, the whole storyline is Cody comes out like, that belt shite. I want the Wing Eagle. I want the Wing Eagle. And it's like, fine, Cody, you can face me at WrestleMania 56, and you can finally finish your fucking story.
That belt shite. Oh god, that would be awesome. But other than that, how are you keeping up with the current Bloodline storyline? Like, how you feeling it now since Mania? Oh, come on, don't lie now. Come on, you know it's still banging.
Oh, cool. Yeah, cool. I seen Jimmy get hugged by Roman, and then Roman goes, "Nah," and Solo just spikes him. Yeah, I'll take my my Jeff Jarrett 30-minute promos, please. Thank you. I don't.
Oh my days! You rather see flipping Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal get another tag team title match, which they do. That pissed me off. I just realized that for 2 pay-per-views in a row, they get tag team championship opportunities.
Sure. Let's real piss off the marks. I rather see Karen Jarrett versus Audrey Edwards in a match than the fucking Bloodline shit.
Oh, I mean, I would love to see that too, but no, don't say that with the Bloodline. Come on, nah, that's just,
it's overdue. This was like a good steak, you know. It was medium. It was rare when they had the Edge and Bryan thing. It was medium rare when you had the Sammy thing going on. It was kind of medium when you had Cody. Now this is a well done, burnt, pissant shit steak. It's been cooked to fuck. You fucked it. You fucked it. You fucked the steak. This was a good fucking cut of steak, and you fucked it. You fucked it, Triple H. You fucked my steak, and now it's fucking chewy. It's chewy as shit. I got all this fucking gristle everywhere. I just wanted a nice medium rare steak, and you've gone and fucked me, Triple H. You've gone and fucked my steak, you bastard.
I don't agree. I'm sorry. I mean, like, I agree. Like, obviously, the Cody thing should have definitely. Like, I don't think people would have. I don't think you would have minded it if the title wasn't involved. Like, if Cody did win at Mania. But yeah, I mean, like, obviously, it did get a bit stagnant, like, short for a couple weeks or a few weeks. After Mania. So obviously, I was kind of like fretting. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna choke it. They're actually gonna choke it, but. It's picked up since Night of Champions, and especially at Night of Champions and last week's episode, it was like storytelling wise, it's beautiful. It's better than what AEW is doing right now. Because that 4 pillars thing was not banging. I'm sorry. The build up to the 4 pillars thing was not. They made it too convoluted and bad. And then I think that's what what's the term I'm looking for? That's what cost it, basically. Like, you know, people saying that they shouldn't main event, but I think they can. It's just that the build up to that 4 pillars match was just not great. I'm sure you must be inclined to agree.
No, I thought it was fine.
Really?
I loved it.
I mean, the beginning promo was awesome. Like when they first was in the ring with each other, and then MJF came up with a Jamiroquai hat and everything, and they all said, "I want a title shot." That promo was great, but I thought like it just got more ridiculous. And then first up, like none of them were going to face MJF, and then it somehow all was going to face MJF, and then Sammy Guevara turned into a goober. I don't know. It was just weird for me, but yeah. The bloodline thing is definitely better in my opinion, but obviously I take it you're not sold.
I just want Roman to lose the belt to someone. Jesus Christ, do it now. I'm sick of opening my fucking Instagram feed and seeing his fucking smug face and wet hair all the time on my fucking news feed. Change the fucking script, man. I want someone to. I'll take Omos. I think Omos is fun as shit. Like learning about
No,
Omos.
he's not.
No,
Oh
chaos.
my
Chaos. Look. I know I've been gone for so long, right? Because I got shoved in the unemployment line. But come on, look. Omos is actually a cool guy. Like, just like listening about him, the person. Like, dude's like the anime expert of the locker room. He's chilled as shit. He's loved. Honestly, like if Omos could be like the baby face of like what the real Omos is, I would 100% be like, get this man gold. He's so cool. He's like just so humble and shit.
Are you done? Are you done?
You're a fucking bastard.
Fair enough. I mean, also, a side note, congrats to him. I believe he got married recently, so congrats to him. Congratulations and all that.
All the Homo sapiens rise. Our boy.
Oh my God, the Homo sapien. Oh God,
Homo sapiens.
Yeah, just for that, I think we just need to cut it right there. Fair enough, but yeah, as I said, we've come to the end of the episode. Yeah. Unfortunately, Anthony had some connection issues, so that's why he hasn't come back yet. He didn't just got offended and then just left. He just had some.
He's a good lad. I'll say this to our viewers. Definitely check out him and Clark's show sold separately. It's great to see them doing something they love. For me, obviously check out Chaos, Clark, Anthony, Ben, all the other, and the new guys as well in the daily. Good luck to them with everything they're doing there. I hope they're thriving as always. You can find me on the Soul Sessions official on Instagram, where I have my own YouTube channel celebrating the Soul Sessions itself. That's still going. I've got more episodes coming out with Janai Kai from GCW, Theodoros from ICW, and my season 2 finale with Nightshade, a wrestler in Pro Wrestling Eve down in London, who's also hot gold worldwide in Spain and other countries. Do check that out. I'm excited with what I'm doing. We've got season 3 coming, and I've got a very big guest, very, very big guest coming for that season 3 premiere. I hope you all tune me in for that. But of course, remember to check out these guys here on Wrestling Republic with their daily and everything. They're still doing great things, and I always wish them the best.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure you go and subscribe to the Soul Sessions YouTube channel. Definitely. He's got a lot of interviews there with some big wrestlers in the game. So be sure to go check that out for sure. It's obviously please follow at official_TITTT for all the updates, little clips of each show that we post. Other than that, I have been your host Chaos. He has been Soul. This has been Take It to the Table. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Play.